Good morning. Hello, hello. I'm waiting to see how long it's going to take for me to come on my second device. Oh, there we go. Yay. So my phone went kaflooey and I could do everything except make phone calls, make FaceTime calls, and send and receive text messages. So my phone wasn't actually working as a phone. So I had to go to Verizon and of course it was on a Sunday when it happened. And our Verizon store is open until 5, but I couldn't make it there Sunday. So first thing Monday morning, I head to Verizon and I had looked up because it kept giving me a message that it didn't have a SIM card, which it did. And I had done everything that it said on the Apple site on what to do if you were getting that message. So I had done all of that. So I walk in and I show her, I'm like, this is what it's doing. I've tried all the things that it said to do. And she's like, okay, get in line. So she puts my name in to be in line. And they send the person over when it was my turn. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Roxana. So sure enough, my SIM card went bad. And like it's free to put another SIM card in with Verizon, but I've never had that happen. And I've had iPhones for years. So I'm back up and running, but it erased things like on here where you see my email. When I brought up the StreamYard for today, it was no longer there. I had to re-enter it. So it did some funky things to my phone, and I've had to re-enter things and re-sign into things, but at least I have a working phone now. And it was doing it off and on for like 3 days before, and then Sunday just kaput completely, and it would not reset even if I turned the phone off and turned it back on. And I thought, well, I don't talk to that many people. It killed me. It killed me not to be able to FaceTime my daughter. And like we were messaging on Instagram, but we could not actually FaceTime or talk on the phone. So you would think that I'd be fine for one day without my phone, but I was not. So we had a very long chat after I left the Verizon store and caught up on the whole day that we missed. My daughter and I talk to each other like 5 times a day, at least. So how is everyone? Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Kraken. So it's weird to keep discovering things that I have not, that I have to re-enter passwords or reset up. Like I tried to print something this morning from my phone and it wouldn't, my printer and my phone were not speaking to each other. I probably got a new phone after that, Kathy. This is the iPhone 13 and I've probably had it 2 years. And then, if you have an iPhone, it seems like every time they come out with a new one, they slow the older ones down even more. And, they're really pushing the iPhone 15 right now. And I need this one to last a couple more years. Just saying. Good morning, Monica. So I know it's a little early, and if you're a person that cannot stand Christmas before Thanksgiving, look away. But I've got my poinsettia coffee cup. I've got my Christmas earrings that I got off of Caroline, Youngstar Girl, last year. I love these. Love them so much. I got to show you because they're so stinking cute. She made those. Aren't they adorable? And I love that they're pink. I actually have a 6-foot pink Christmas tree. Hey, Kathy. Kitty cat's in the house. Anyway, I love pink at Christmas. So the thing is, there's only I didn't count it, but 7 Wednesdays until Christmas. So if I don't start wearing my Christmas stuff now, I don't get to, nobody gets to see it. I've even got my Christmas cat shirt on, which is way too big for me since I've lost all that weight this year. I don't even care. And we are, so if you guys have not, if you did not see my, my health update on my other channel, on my second channel, and that is Claudia K Behind the Scenes. I think it's always linked below. If you did not see that update, my parents are putting the house up for sale. This was the plan all along. And my last niece was a senior in high school this last year, and she graduated in May. So she has gotten married. Yes, at 18, she got married. And they have their own little apartment below his parents' house. And so the plan was always to downsize once they were done raising the grandchildren that they were raising. And the realtor is actually coming today to look at the house. So I will be making the deals on stuff to get rid of things. And I will also be selling some things for mom and maybe even dad, because they've lived in this house for 31 years. 31 years. I think I was 19 when they bought this house. I was already living out on my own. And actually, I briefly lived in the house that they had moved out of to buy this one until it sold. So this house was never like my childhood home. But all of her 11 grandchildren were born in the time that they owned this home. So that's kind of special. And I actually lived here when Seth was born, my oldest, and then had to move back in when I was pregnant with Meg because I was on bed rest. And then right after my youngest was born, that was when my ex-husband and I split up, and they let me move back in here again so I could go back to college. So my kids have lived here a lot, even though this was not my childhood home. But that's 31 years and 51 years of marriage of stuff to unload so they can move into something smaller. So I'm hoping next week to get up static sales along with doing a sale on Wednesday. But I am back to sales full on, and everything today is going to have a price point. So I'm doing a lot of $5 items, a lot. And then some 10 and a couple of things that are 15, a couple of things that are $20 items. So that is what we've got going on today. And if you missed my little preview, since I wasn't able to be on live last week, here was last week's. Use lace or a lace pattern on a page. So that was last week's because I missed it. And then let's go ahead and pull this week's. Sew a design with a needle and thread. That'll be interesting. And it doesn't have to be a needle and thread. You know, you could poke holes and make a pattern and then pull yarn through it. So remember, you can be as free as you need to be with these. And Kathy, I have not. I have not at all. Hey, Tiger. So I don't know. It's hard when I spent more time with her, you know, on here than I spend with my actual sisters, because one sister lives an hour and a half away and the other sister works and still has kids. So, you know, she and I spent more time together face to face on here than I did with my actual sisters for the last 2 years, year and a half. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I know she's got to be going through something, or I'd have heard from her. So we have no update. I'm sorry, guys. Me too. So I think that is everything we needed to talk about. Next Wednesday, I am hoping to have some Christmas paperbacks. They will be mysteries. And I've got the books, I've got the wrapping paper. I just need to make some bookmarks for them. So I'm hoping to have those next Wednesday. That is my plan. But I'm also helping Mom clean out. I'm cleaning out my own stuff. I have to empty my storage unit, which when you have a senior set, because I moved in here a year ago, August. And when you haven't seen some of your stuff for an entire year, you start to miss your stuff. But also, you figure out stuff that you can probably live without. So we are going to empty my storage unit into the garage, and then I can go through things one tote at a time. And maybe I'll have more things up for sale. Maybe I'll just be donating things, or maybe I'll just be packing it back into the tote and going, nope, got to have that. So busy, busy, busy. That I'm going to be very busy. The sale today, I will be invoicing tonight and tomorrow morning. And that's simply because the phone bill is due. So phone bill's due, so I've got to invoice quickly. So be looking for your invoices if you purchase anything today. I am going to start out with all the $5 items first. And I'm going to pin that at the top because I didn't do separate cards. Let me pin that. Okay, so everything I'm showing you first is going to be $5 items, and I will just be holding up, letters for the $5 items. I've got a whole thing of jewelry, but we are going to start off with a poodle. Originally, this was a set of 2. They were bookends, and you could put a pen or a pencil in here. But at one point, one of the cats broke the other one, like shattered it. So he's this size. Just over 6 inches. He was made in Japan. That was a lot of glare right there. And he's adorable. He doesn't have any damage except for a chip on the bottom. But the other one shattered it, broke his head off and shattered it when the cats knocked it over. So $5, letter B. $5, letter B. Next up, this little guy. He is tiny and 4¼ inches. He obviously they would have come as a set, and there would have been a lady with him, a fancy lady. His hand has been broken off, and I think some of his ruffles might have a little bit of damage. I don't have a maker on him, but he is adorable. And you know where they dip the things in the crystals and let the crystals grow on them? I know they do it a lot with books, but wouldn't he be fun if you dipped him in the crystals, in the borax, and let crystals grow on him? He's $5, letter W. $5, letter W. Next up, this sweet little lady. I don't remember which company it is that starts with F. F416 on her. Hey, Kraken. Let me write that down. All right. Got him set aside for you. the reason she's $5 is she has a chip right there. But she does not have any damage to her hand. And she is 6 inches. 6 inches on her. I love the blue on her. I love the motion in the skirt. Yeah, Kraken, if that's what you're going to do, I cannot wait to see it. But she does have that chip, so she is only $5 today. Letter V. She's not Florence Ceramics. This one is Florence Ceramics. Do you see the difference in the quality? So letter V. There's the bottom with her little chip. And if you're watching on the replay and you want to claim items or you want to email me to see if they're still available, by all means. But if they don't sell today, they'll probably be popping up in a static sale later on. Okay, next up is this Belle. Little chick. So stinking cute. So Belle alert. Hang on to your dogs. I'm going to ring the bell. Ooh, that's a loud one. How stinking cute is that? Probably a hobbyist piece, I would think. Yeah, with the Florence Ceramics, they are just, they're taller, they're more elegant. I don't know. I think the Florence Ceramics are beautiful. If I had space and money, because Florence Ceramics are expensive, I might collect Florence Ceramics. So, little chick Belle. Little over 6¼ inches tall. Just $5. Good morning, Kara. Letter C. $5. Letter C. Next up is this little vase. Little bud vase. I have no idea. 5½ inches. I don't know anything about it. This is one of the things that mom cleaned out her vase cupboard and kept mostly the crystal, because we all know how much my mom loves her clear glass and her crystal. So she got rid of anything colored and anything that didn't look like real quality. So I've got 2 colored vases. These were mom's. Just $5. Little bud vases. Don't know anything about it. Letter X. Letter X. Second bud vase. This one's a little bit taller. Also my mom's. Almost 7½ inches on this one. It does look cased. She thought this was my grandmother's. I like the color on it, especially for this time of year. It looks so pretty in fall decor with some leaves, some dried leaves sticking out of it. That would be super pretty. And it does not have any chips or cracks, but it does have, where the glass is being formed, there is a little divot there, but it's the glass. It's not a chip or a crack. Only $5. Letter L. $5. Letter L. If you're just coming in and you need the prompt for this week is to sew a design with needle and thread, but it doesn't have to be needle and thread. You could punch holes and, pull yarn through it if that was what you had. And then last week's, if you missed it, I pulled it, I think on Monday and included it in a video because I wasn't here last week. Use lace or a lace pattern on a page, or even like I have a piece of scrapbook paper that has lace, a lace pattern on it. So there's all kinds of, interpret those how you want. Okay, I've got 3. I think all 3 of these are flower. I know 2 are flower frogs, but maybe 3. And Mom actually used flower frogs. These just don't fit in the vases that she decided to keep. So still going to be $5. We've got this one. And it is 3.5 inches across. I'm trying to feel for any, I don't feel any chips or cracks, or see any either. So little flower frog, $5. Letter H. Letter H. Letter H on a small clear glass flower frog. Everything I'm showing right now, $5. Got a big flower frog. This one is five inches, a little over 5 inches. Interesting how thick these short ones are and how thin these are, the bigger ones. But let me see if I feel any. There's a bit of roughness here. So maybe right there, but I think the chip is really, really old. So just $5. Letter J. And I use a uranium glass flower frog to display my uranium marbles. But there's a variety of things you can display in these. And then this is the one that I'm not sure. Mom said it's a flower frog, so I'm going to go with that, but it's ceramic. It's got this pattern. Lemmy 4J. That was the big flower frog. Let me write that down. Awesome. Thank you. So I really like this one. I think it's very cool, but it is ceramic. And 4.25 inches. 4.25 inches on this one. $5. Letter F. $5. Letter F on the ceramic one. All right, next up, jewelry. I'm going to go through the necklaces first. All of these are going to be $5. So this one just a bit longer. Hey, Carol. All right, ceramic flower frog going to Carol. I appreciate it. So does my mom. You're helping her clear out. And yes, if you're wondering, she is clearing everything with the family first, because I have 3 siblings that live locally, and then there's 11 grandchildren. So she's checking with everybody. There is just the volume of stuff. So there's specific things that some of like the grandkids want because they have memories tied to them from childhood. But, all of us have established styles, and my mom's and my style totally different. My sister's style totally different from the two of us. So, you know, don't think that you're getting some family heirloom in the stuff that it was either I tried to sell it or mom was just donating it because there's just such a large volume of stuff. When you've lived in one house for 31 years, that is a lot of stuff. And it's a 5-bedroom house. And good morning, Alice. Oh, good, because you do not want RSV. My stuff is nasty. Yeah, my parents, while they're still fairly healthy, are choosing to downsize. Sometimes people don't, and then after they're gone, there's just a massive amount of stuff left, and mom and dad don't want to do that to us. So I really appreciate that. Okay, so this is just longer than 12 inches when it's clasped. And it is the red and little gold beads. You got some different shapes in there. $5, letter P. Yes. If you guys missed it, mom and dad are downsizing. They were waiting until the last grandchild graduated. They would have stayed here if she had decided to stay here while she went to nursing school. They were absolutely going to stay here while she went to nursing school if that was something she wanted to do. Her next oldest sister had graduated from college at the same time that she graduated from high school this year. And she is a music teacher in Fostoria now, so she's got her own place. Well, the 18-year-old decided to go ahead and get married. So her new husband is wonderful. And so they have their own little apartment. And so mom and dad didn't need to keep the big house anymore. So yeah, the realtor is coming this afternoon. And you guys know the house could sell immediately. It could take months to a year to sell. Just depends. But they are starting the steps of getting rid of things and looking for retirement, senior kind of living, all one floor kind of living. So that's the plan. So there's a lot of stuff to go through. Okay, $5 letter P on the red necklace. Next up, this is such a fun one. This lime green, where it starts out with small beads and they get bigger. So much fun. And this one is 10.5 inches. So lime green, and all of these work. If they were broken, I would have dumped them into my craft jewelry box. And $5, letter S. $5, letter S. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. I know last month was rough. I only got to go live a couple of times, but mom's vision is 20/20. She's doing so well after her cataract surgeries, and dad's lungs are clear from pneumonia. Of course, it takes up to 6 months to fully heal. So he'll think he's doing pretty well, and then he'll go outside and do a little work outside and then start wheezing. And hey, Roxanne. Okay, I've got one more red, and this one also gets a little bit bigger at the bottom, but not near as big as the green one does. All items right now are $5, and then I'll have a few $10 items and a couple of $15 items, a couple of $20 items. So this one, hitting right there at 11 inches on this one. $5, letter E on the red. Oh, so I got up there. No problem. The drive up was fine. I hate driving on the highway, but I did it. Drove 71 to 76 and then found her house with no problem because this was my first time actually being at the new place. And So I got to meet the new kitty. I don't know if you guys saw my pictures on Instagram, but she got an all black cat named Lucian. And I think he's 4 months old, full of personality. He's perfection. I love him. And she's already got 3 other cats. I have 4 grandkitties. And so then we headed over to the courthouse, which I hate driving in downtown Akron. It's almost as stressful as the highway. Hated it. But we found parking. We got into the courthouse, no problem. And she was supposed to be there by 9. We walked in at 8:59. And he had told her to carve out the whole morning, that she might be needed until noon. And he was looking for her as we walked up at 8:59, pulled her straight into the courtroom. It was horrific. I'm not allowed to go in, of course, because it's grand jury. But her having to relive it was awful. But she gave her testimony, told what happened, told that the man had threatened her with a knife, that he had followed her, that he had tried to rob her. She told the whole story. And of course, she didn't see the cop shooting the guy because they'd moved out of view from where she was hiding in the Y. She and another girl he'd accosted both of them. They had taken off for the Y. And so they saw the cops when the cops got there and the guy moving away from them with the cops, and they went out of sight. So she didn't actually witness the shooting. And there were other witnesses out in the waiting room with me waiting to go in and tell their side too. So 15 minutes later, they said we weren't needed anymore. Hey, Catherine. So we were out of there. So we actually went to Goodwill, and then we went to Big Lots, which I hadn't been in a Goodwill in at least a month, and I hadn't been in a Big Lots in probably a year. And we didn't get much, but we did that, and then went back, and she made chili for lunch, and I just hung out holding my kitties, my grandkitties, and then headed back home. So she won't know anything unless they decide to actually indict the officer. And this happened in December of last year, Kara, and the officers ended up killing the guy. He rushed at them with the knife, and so the officers shot him. So it was awful and traumatic for everybody. It was not race involved at all. The guy was white. The officers were white. So it wasn't. So we're not sure why they've taken it before a grand jury to indict the police officer who did the shooting, because to us, it was a justified shooting. Of course, the guy was threatening my daughter. So I don't know. But unless they decide to indict the officer, she'll never hear from them again. So hopefully the grand jury decided not to indict the officer, and he was cleared. And I don't even understand why it would have gone before a grand jury. Anybody who knows the story doesn't understand why it went before a grand jury. So yeah, it was a horrible experience, but I got to go be with her, and we're hoping it's over now. She doesn't want to relive it again. My sister was a police officer for years, and she got out of it, and she's a math school teacher now. Oh, Catherine, yeah, it's terrible to even have anything to have to do with. But at least this one was not in any way racially motivated, so they can't. Because my daughter's biracial. But the guy threatening her was white. The cop that shot him was white. It was so there wasn't any. You can't bring politics into it. I don't know what the deal was. And the guy had a warrant out for his arrest. He'd already been in trouble the day before and had run from the cops. So I just don't understand why it even went before a grand jury. I just don't think it should have. Oh. Yeah. He'd attacked family members the day before, which was why he had a warrant out for his arrest. But yeah, I guess those kind of people probably would want to sue. Okay. Ugh. Let's not talk about the net. I agree. A waste of time and money for the city of Akron. Yeah. Okay, so next up, pink. This one's so pretty. 9 inches, and like they're plastic, but it's got like the marbled effect on them and then the little gold plastic beads in between. And here, look at the clasp. I love the clasp on this one. So pretty. Letter D, $5. Letter D, $5. Next up, mint green. This one's super pretty too. Mint green. Let's see how long this one hangs. Oh, we're going to go with almost 12 inches on the longest bead on this one. Yeah, that other one did look like bubble gum, Kathy. $5, letter U. $5, letter U. Yeah, so not only was I taking Mom back and forth to all of her appointments for her separate cataract surgeries, because there's so many different follow-up appointments and they were on different days, and my dad had pneumonia, and then my daughter was going through. Last month was a lot. It was just a lot. Okay, this one's shorter. We've got yellow beads, and they're all, I believe all of this is plastic that I'm showing you guys. So this one's only an 8-incher, $5. Letter R, $5, letter R. It's such a wide variety of colors. Here's another one where the beads are kind of marbled, and it's this brown. Light brown, but brown, which is good for this time. This one is long. Look, what, like 14 inches? $5, letter Q. $5, letter Q on that one. All right, we have a brooch. This is JJ from 1986. 1986. $5, and this one is a big one. Four inches. 4 inches wide on this one. JJ brooch, 1986, is that brushed gold look. Hey, Rebecca. So $5, letter M. $5, letter M. Next up, I have 2 of these in 2 different colors, and I bought them at separate times, believe it or not. So you've got this really pretty turquoise with the gold, and then you've got white with the gold. This one would be pretty at Christmas. We've got Vicky for the brooch. Awesome, Vicky. JJ brooch. Thank you. Going to Vicky. Okay, so these are the same length, and we're looking at 10 inches on these. So the turquoise one is going to, hey Bree, going to be letter K. Letter K, $5. Everything right now that I have up is $5. And then I've got some $10 items, a couple of $15 items, and a couple of $20 items. So we're doing the $5 items first, and actually we're almost through the $5 items. So that one was K. The white is going to be letter O. Letter O. And then I've got this blue, which is different than the turquoise color. Let me show you the comparison here. So this is more blue. This one is 8.5 inches-ish. $5, letter I. $5, letter I. one more bead. This one is also a short one. So 8.5 inches. And I like this one because these are oblong beads, not round. So a little bit different. The weight. $5, letter A. $5, letter A. Yeah. Okay, and then let me, one of these was, oh, I think it was this one. I think this one's Coro. Let me look. Everything else was unmarked jewelry, because I always try to tell you if I know a brand name. Yeah, this one's Coro. So it says it right here. You're not going to be able to see, but it says Coro right here. And what is that, like fishbone style necklace, I think? And it is a choker. Oh, I have dropped my ruler. I have to get my other one. So I think that's what that is. That's kind of a fishbone style, and it's a choker, and it's Coro. The brand's Coro. Just $5. Letter G. $5, letter G on the Coro. And I looked those up, and the prices were all over the place. Rhinestone coral jewelry can be really, really expensive. Gold tone, $5 to $20. So I just threw it in with my 5. Got another brooch. This one is Jerry, I believe. Let me see. Yes, this is a Jerry brooch. And it's got this really pretty enamel on it, but there are spots where the enamel is starting to come off a bit. So that's why it's in the $5. And it is letter N for the Jerry brooch. It does work. It's just some of the enamel is starting to come off of these pieces. This brooch, unmarked, but this is a fun one. Silver if you're a silver girly, because these little beads, you can move them a bit and spread them out, or you can push them all together. Awesome, Kathy. So Kathy's taking the Jerry brooch. I appreciate you guys. And if you're just coming in, I will be invoicing tonight and tomorrow morning because I've got the phone bill due. So I think this one's really neat. It's unmarked. Letter T, $5. Letter T. Hi, Marcy. I love this one. It is so fun. But I've had it for at least a year, and I think I wore it one time. And there are ones I wear a lot more. So X and L. Okay, let me find those. Vicki, can you type in what those were? A description, because I've got a big pile over here. So it's so unusual and so pretty because it gets, you see, it starts out with a smaller strand there and then goes up to the bigger, and these gold tone links, they're just really, really cool. It does not have a brand name on it. It is vintage. It's got this kind of hook on. Hi, sweetie. What? No, I'm busy. I'm busy. It's got this kind of hook on it. Hooks into the beads. So see, it is stunning. I haven't worn it. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Vicki. I've got you down for both the vases. So anyway, I think it's really, really pretty. The style, I think that they did a style like this in the 50s and then brought it back again in the 70s. And I think depending on what you wore with it, it would be super fun with a couple of different kinds of outfits. I don't know. I really like this one, but I didn't find myself wearing it. So we run out of letters. This one is going to be number 40. $5, number 40. Just the links to me are just really cool. And last of the $5 items, I see Vicki first on that one. Sorry, Rebecca. Move that there. Okay, so last of the $5 items is this wishbone little brooch, and it's got a pearl and then a blue stone. And it's just a little one. Since I dropped my other ruler, I got to get my big ruler out. So 1.5 on this one. But the little wishbone. I looked these up one time and they were for good luck or something. I don't remember. But number 29, $5. Number 29, $5 on that one. Okay, so let me shift these necklaces back into the container. It feels so good to be back and doing sales again. I missed this. Okay. We are going to set that down there. And remember, if you're watching on the replay and you want to know if something's still available, you can leave a comment. And I always check those, or you can email me right here. And don't forget, if you've moved, to update your info with all the sellers that you purchase from. And we are in cold season now. So if you are purchasing glass, let it sit for at least 24. Hi, Kathy. Let it sit for at least 24 hours, maybe even 48, to come up to room temperature before you open it. Old glass is brittle and you don't want your items broken. So I always like to remind everybody that, because we got below freezing. We actually had our first snow last week. I mean, it melted off, obviously, right away, but we already had our first snow. Now, today it's supposed to be 64, but we're supposed to be back down to 31 by, I think, Saturday night. So just keep that in mind when you get your packages with glass, to let them come up to room temperature for at least 24 hours before you open them. All right, we are moving on to $10 items now. So I'm going to change the pinned message at the top. $10 items. Okay. So we're on to $10 items. And if anybody's come in that needs the altered book prompts, let me know. I'll show them again. First up, I think this is perfect for fall. I have a vintage tea towel. I think the colors are fantastic. And then it repeats on the other side. So no holes, and no, I don't see any like super visible stains on it. And it is that like I don't know, whatever that older material is, it's that. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. But I love that there's a pattern on the soup pot. There's a pattern over here on the flower pot. You've got candlesticks on either end. I love it. Love it, love it. So $10, number 16. No, it's not terry cloth. It's almost like the material. Oh, it's not linen. I don't know. But no, it's not the terry cloth. But $10, number 16 on that one. And then next up is a light. Awesome, Roxana. Ooh, don't fall. We've got you down for the tea towel. Okay, so now I've dropped my second. Oh, no, I erased it. Okay. This is a light. It looks like a bird cage. It is iRice. What does that say? iRice import, made in Japan. On the sticker right there. It still has its original sticker. And let me see if I can reach down here and get it plugged in. I don't know if the cords should be long enough to show you guys. Okay. There. So pretty. So iRice imports $10, and this little lamp. Oh, and let me tell you how tall it is. My cat's just jumped and she missed. 5.5 inches. So it's just a little, perfect if you've got a dark corner in a hallway, or perfect for a bedroom night light. It's so pretty. $10, number 23. $10, number 23. I know, I saw you fall. Are you okay? Are you all right? Yeah? Today is, Vicky wants the lamp. Awesome. Today is the day my dad gathers trash, and I have to change the litter box today, and both of them are complaining about it. They're very spoiled and used to a very clean litter box, and I had to let it go the last 2 days so that I could change it today, and they're not happy about it. All right, lamp is going to go to Vicky. Next up, Sweet Pea, I'm busy. It was her brother who wanted to yell at me earlier. Now it's her. I have a set. Now this one does not have a brand name that I could find, but it's so pretty. So the necklace looks like this. And here's the clasp. And you guys, the clip earrings match the clasp. Isn't that so pretty? So there's both the earrings. They match the clasp. And this one, these beads feel cold. So, Bree gets to hang out with Tiger. So does that mean they're glass? I'm thinking that means they're glass. So you've got these very sparkly ones. And then you've got, these are kind of pearlescent, but I feel like glass. And as we all know, I'm not an expert in jewelry whatsoever. Okay, 11.5 inches is how long it hangs. So $10 for the set that I'm pretty sure are glass beads. Number 1. $10 for the set, number 1. Okay, next up, guys, I have a piece of Viking. I thrifted it because I recognized under the paint was a piece of Viking, but I have not been able to get this off without buying and using something caustic, which I'm allergic to. So this has been on my project to-do list for a while, and I'm going to pass it along if somebody else wants a project. It is a Viking handkerchief vase, 6-petal. And you can tell the color here. And I couldn't tell if it was amberina or if it was red. I'm still not 100% sure. But look at the paint. Somebody painted this. And I've only been able to get bits of the paint off using just a gentle scrub pad and Dawn because I'm allergic to everything else. So $10 if you want a Viking handkerchief base project. Number 6. And it is 6.5 inches tall. Oh, Catherine. And I see Catherine first on that. If anybody else sees anything different, let me know. Alice, I think that people, when they find something for $1 at a thrift store or a garage sale that have zero idea about brand names or worth or anything, and they just want to make a project, it's why you see uranium glass glued into those garden things. People just don't know. Hey, Catherine. I hope that you are able to restore it. No chips, no cracks, but lots of weird copper colored paint on it. Okay, next up is this little lady, made in Japan. And she has a tiny little bit of paint loss right there. It's not really a chip. It's not big enough to be a chip, but tiny, tiny bit right there. But she's in these gorgeous pink, blue, the yellow on her hair, the yellow on her parasol. So sweet. And she stands 6 inches tall. And she's got her little Japan sticker. $10, number 4. $10, number 4. I have one more $10 item. And I think I might have bought these from another reseller. I don't remember. Salt and pepper. Tiger. I don't have the energy for my projects. That's the problem. My brain will sit there and list them off, and my body's like, no, we're not doing that. So, little black poodle salt and pepper shakers, probably made in Japan. And they are just under 4 inches tall. 4 holes on this one, 3 holes on this one. And they're actually, this one is marked salt, so salt on the 3 holes. And everybody, hey, Delbert, everybody always has that debate. This one's marked, so you know. There's, of course, some gold where the gold is worn off in spots. So the pepper is barely visible. See, the salt's much more visible than the pepper. Must belong to somebody who liked pepper more than salt, which is unusual. $10, number 11. Yeah, they would look good with the $5 bookend. $10, number 11. And that was all of my $10 items. So we are going to move on to $15 items. Let me put that in. Okay, and we have pinned that. Okay, Selling these as a set, $15 for the two of them. And I know I bought one of these from a reseller and then I thrifted the other one. Could not tell you which one was which and couldn't tell you how much I paid. But I have enjoyed them for a while and now time for them to go to someone else. So the taller one does have a Made in Hong Kong sticker. The littler one does not. But I would bet that they were both made in Hong Kong. So the little one has blue eyes. The tall one has green eyes. I would bet this is the one I bought from another reseller because my birthstone is emerald. So I would bet I bought this from another reseller and then I thrifted this one and I had them displayed together. The shorter one is 5.5 inches. The taller one is 8 inches. And you will get both of them. They're that plastic, like that heavy plastic or plastic composite. I don't know. They're not wood, but if you've ever had one of these before, you know what they feel like. But there they are, so you can see their eyes. And for the pair, $15, number 36. Oh no. Oh, Kathy says it's good there. Can everybody else see me? Let me know. Oh, so maybe YouTube is just having an issue. Okay. Now these two are not exactly the same. I would bet that they were different makers, but I am going to sell them together. So $15 for this pair also. And they are gray spaghetti poodles, which you don't see the gray as often. They have some weird derpy faces. So this one is in this pose. And I'm not seeing any damage. These always have a little bit of damage, but I'm not seeing any. This one has an identifier number on the bottom, 5212. I didn't look it up. And he has the remnants of a sticker right here, but no sticker any longer. So there's this guy. He's this size. Oh, weird. See, I got my second device right here and I can still see me. So I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. And then this one's in a different pose. He's also got a derpy face. His spaghetti's a little bit different because it's higher on top and he's a bit darker gray, I think. But again, no identifier. So the two of them together, but I'm pretty sure they were made by different companies. Well, I'm glad you're back, Tiger. How strange. I don't know what's going on there. But $15 for both. You get them both. And that is number 20. Number 20 for the poodles. All right, last up today, I have 3 items that are going to be $20 a piece. So let me change. First up, oh, did I get it pinned? No, come on. There, replace pinned message. Okay, we're on $20 items. First up is this sweet set. So perfect for winter. They've got the concave. Is it concave when it curves out? No, that's when it curves in. Anyway, you know, it curves out a bit on both of these. So that's what that one looks like. And these are 5.5 inches tall, 4 3/4 across. Convex. Thank you. I knew that wasn't right. So that's the first scene with the sled. And then here's the second scene with it sled going toward the picture. Little dog in the picture. Super sweet. Obviously some wear on the frames, but still hangable. They still both have their hanging bit here on the back. And I don't know. I didn't mess with this. I don't know why that's there, but $20 for the pair. Here they are. That's what they look like. Just such sweet winter scenes. And that is number 5. Number 5 on those. I would love to say I would remember that, Tiger, but I probably would not remember that. And Vicky's going to take those. Thank you, Vicky. Now, I do have the Florence original I showed earlier. Now, in blue, this one sold last year for, I think, $80. I don't know a price on the pink. I just know the Florence originals are much, much different from the figurines that Japan copied and made. Florence originals were done by a ceramic artist here in the United States. She opened her own company. Hi, Jan. So, oh, I blipped. I saw that. So right there, Florence Ceramics, marked right on the bottom. And this one is Lisa. And she was definitely made in blue because I did find a sold version in blue. She has a little bit of the stuff like the poodles are made with right here on her hat. And as far as I know, there is no damage to her. And Florence Ceramics are bigger. So she is 7.5 inches tall. She's beautiful. Spaghetti. Thank you. Oh, my brain. And again, with the movement on the skirt. And I love that these were all designed by a woman while both her son and her husband were away at war. They came back and joined her business. She started out in the garage. Then they had a factory. It's just a really cool story behind the Florence Ceramics. So $20, number 31. $20, number 31. And then last, I didn't think I'd get rid of it, but I can't keep the cats off of it. And I don't want to have to be washing it every week. So it is the Yellow and Roses tablecloth. These roses are stunning. Stunning. I love the detail on them. There are no holes in this. There are a few stains that it's very hard to see. So like here's one right here. Oh, thanks, Jan. This is the tablecloth that goes over a card table for when you were playing bridge and all of your friends came over. So it is that size, but let me tell you. No, I've got to fold it again. Oh. Okay, so it would be a 48 by 48, I believe. And it is that 1950s material, whatever that material is. So $20, number 28. Hey, Kim. I am glad to be back. I mean, I know I did a couple of lives last month, but I wasn't able to do any sales last month. So $20, number 28 for the gorgeous yellow with red roses tablecloth. Oh, is it bigger than a card table? I thought these were card table side because this pattern then hung over. I guess I should have looked when I had a card table in here. I should have put it on the card table, taken pictures. That would have been smart, huh? But I didn't. I actually had it on my round table, even though it's a square, because it was so stinking pretty. All right, that is everything today. Did anybody want to see anything again from like the beginning? And does anybody else need the prompts, or did everybody get the prompts? Oh, 32 by 32 is a card table. Well, I think it's designed to hang over the edge of the card table. So I think the square in the middle fits the card table and then it hangs over. Move these down. All right. I think that's everything. I'm so excited about the Christmas season. If you guys missed my earrings from earlier, they keep flipping around. I need to put another jump ring in them. But Caroline, again, star girl, made these last year and I purchased them. Aren't they adorable? They're adorable. And I'm hoping by next week, since we're getting my Christmas stuff out of the storage unit, I am hoping to move some swans and have some Christmas back here. I love Christmas. I hope everyone has a good week. I'm going to enjoy the fact that today is going to be in the 60s since it's not going to be higher than the 40s over the weekend. And yesterday I got out there and I swept off my side porch and I got all that ready for winter. So we're putting the outdoor furniture away and preparing. But my son came over and helped my dad clean out the fireplace, and probably going to have the first fire of the season this weekend. It's so cozy in my room. I love that my mom gave me the room with the fireplace. I love that. So gonna enjoy it until someone else buys our house and then enjoys the fireplace. But gonna have a fire this weekend and enjoy it. All right, you guys have a fantastic week. I hope that you get exactly the amount of things done that you want to get done. Bye.